Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today we are not unboxing things. Today I am going to make a drawing video. Yes, I haven't done that in a really long time. Like the last one I did was three years ago. For some reason I wanted to make one now. Maybe it's because I have nothing to unbox at all. I'm gonna do a drawing video. Disclaimer, I'm not an art channel. I'm not a professional artist. I did not go to art school, and my art skill might not be correct. Because I just do whatever I want, and somehow it works, okay? So the things I use this time is the big iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil. And the app I use for drawing, the app I use is this one. It's called Sketchbook by Autodesk. This one's Procreate, but I don't know how to use Procreate yet. So, as of now, I use Sketchbook, and it's free. I'm like Sketchbook's #1 fan, okay? I mean, there are a lot of features missing from Sketchbook, but I can deal without those. So, did I mention that this is not a tutorial? Yeah, this is not a drawing tutorial. This is a stream of consciousness drawing thing. So, here I have sketchbook, and then on like the multitask other half of the screen, I have my reference picture because I cannot draw from memory. So I'm just gonna copy that pose, and yeah, basically it's gonna be that pose. So first I draw the head, and yeah, there. And since she's just facing front, and then the hair is kind of big, huh? Like that. Now the body is the same size as the head. But since her hair is huge, I'm just like gonna make it the same as the, like excluding the hair. I have, oh, that's what the other hand looks like. Okay. And then the legs. I'm guessing her legs are gonna look like that. The octopus, the tentacles. So it looks weird, right? This, I mean, most of the time is me thinking, hey, is this gonna look wrong? Is this gonna look okay? I don't know. Those two there. I'm just gonna copy it, okay, guys? At least I'm not tracing anymore, you know? That's like character development. I mean, I know in this picture, like, she has two grabby tentacles and then two saws, but two, like, saws or spinning blades, whatever. So there's like four things out to grab you. Yeah. I'm gonna work with white first. Okay, so that is the scribbly sketch stage, and like I'm sure the line art is the hardest part. Yeah, so next step, I get a different color, usually red, because like red's the opposite of green. And then like you see that tool? That tool is the predictive stroke, and I love it so much. I cannot live without it. Like ideally, I don't think I'm supposed to use it, but you know, yeah. And right now I'm using this tool. It's like the basic pencil tool, because I'm just still doing the sketch. Like for the final line art, I use this one. And that's like the basic ink tool. Better line art. So I have another picture of her here. You know what? Now I'll start with the head. So, uh, like I I don't know why I think I can talk while drawing, because usually I don't. I'm usually just alone, and now I have to talk and draw. It's a lot harder than I think, huh? Layers are important, right? But I just usually do everything in one layer, which is not ideal. Do I make her smile? I don't know. She looks so friendly. Like, eyebrows are pretty important, I guess. The hairline. Like, for me, the most important thing to get in a character is the hair and the eyebrows. Like, you get those two right, then you basically have the whole character. That has been my belief since I started drawing. I mean, back then, pops didn't even have eyebrows, so that's why some of them look wrong. But then, because when you draw a person, like, they don't. When you draw a pop, they don't really have facial features, so you have to get them. I believe by the hair and eyebrows. Like, I'm thinking if I want to make her chin pointier. I'll just make it pointier because it's part of the character, I guess. You know? I actually really have a hard time doing legs.
I have no idea how this movie is supposed to go,
I think this is good, actually. I think this is not bad. So now the hair. Like, I usually don't draw girls actually because I have a very hard time drawing hair. It's easier for me to draw guy hair because they're usually just short and just there. Than girls, if it's long, I have no idea how hair is supposed to flow.
I think this is okay for the hair.
And then, since I'm smart, I'm gonna get another layer, and then okay. So I think that's where I'm gonna put the tentacles, and then on another layer, do the what? Are the claws too big? I'm not sure. I'm bad with proportions, but Oh my god, what do I look like drawing this? Hmm.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, because that one's further back. And this one, I guess this one's the grabbiest one. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot to draw this one.
I think that angle is off, but yeah, sure. Then next is I'm gonna erase the parts of the tentacles that won't be shown because I am a dumbass and sometimes I'm gonna draw it the wrong way. Okay? Yeah, like that. It's gonna be like that. So, sketch. Next is just me fixing it up using the ink tool. So, I'm not talking at all, huh? There's nothing going through my head right now. I'm just doing it and copying it, just doing it. And I'm like watching a video here, so I'm listening to that and talking to you and doing this, which is not a great idea now that I think of it, but this is how I work. Oh, next is the inking part, and I'm sure this is gonna take a really long time, so I'm gonna spare you my face, and I'm just gonna go into inking it. I'll see you when I color. Okay, hello, I'm back. I've I'm done with the line art. I mean, I did it as quickly as possible actually. Wait, nope, this one's wrong. Let me just anyway, one of the tentacles look wrong cuz I work too zoomed in all the time so I don't see when things go wrong. Let's fix that before we go to coloring. And coloring for me is the easiest part of this because I just zone out and just go within the lines. Right there. Okay. Am I recording? Let me double check that. Yes, I am recording. And if you can see, I used a lot of layers for almost everything, which is like smart for once. Because usually I do everything on one layer. By the way, the colors are all gonna be done in like 2 layers. I'll color in the tentacles first. So I just use this tool and choose the closest approximate color. Yeah, and I'll change the background color to one that will match the one that I'm copying. Yeah, okay, so I'm drink every time I say okay, so. I'm not coloring within the lines because it's, for some reason, it's easier to erase than like coloring within. So this is what I'm gonna do. Actually, right now I'm watching a replay of the Funko artist sketching live stream because it was like 4 a.m. here. I'm not a fanatic enough to stay up and watch that. So it's amazing watching the actual artists because I don't want to learn how to properly art. Like in theory I can apply and get a job there, but I don't want to. And I have a lot of excuses. I mean, a few people have told me to go apply, but then, like, my lack of work ethic and my refusal to learn the proper art stuff, and the fact that I can't shut up about spoilers means, like, maybe that's not the right place for me. You know, earlier I thought I forgot to record the inking because I used Sketchbook's built in time lapse recording feature and not the iPad screen recording feature. And like, I was done with uh, Olivia, and then I checked on my recording, and I'm like, oh shit, I wasn't recording the whole time. Like, dumbass, did not record at all. And I was like, what? Do I undo everything and then redraw the whole thing, or what? And then I remembered I used the app's time lapse, uh, which is a lifesaver because I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I mean, that's the one thing that's stopping me from doing drawing videos because uh, at one point I will forget to record. So I think this part's also gonna be boring because I'm just filling in the colors. I'll come back when I'm gonna shade, but then again, my shading is just also a mess. I have no idea how to, I don't know how I'm gonna edit this video. Like, will I cut up everything I'm saying? Because I'm not really making much sense. Huh. I'm just going on and on and on. Wait, no, after erasing these, I'm gonna do the background and like I think I can talk while doing the background. I actually don't know how to do proper background, so I'm really thankful that Spider-Verse has shots like this. Like, oh my gosh, every shot of Spider-Verse is amazing. It's like the movie that made me wanna be an animator again, because when I was a kid, I wanted to be an animator. But at the same time, I'm a lazy piece of shit, so I never worked on it. And like, part of me thinks that if I know how to animate, like the magic of animation will be lost and I won't enjoy it as much as I do right now. Because when I see things moving on screen, I'm just amazed. Like, wow. And then I saw, what did I see? Spider-Verse, and like every shot was amazing. Like, the story is also good, I think. The story is good. Is the sec. The music might be the best thing or the second best thing. But I like looking at pretty things more than listening to pretty things. Like last weekend, I actually attended a workshop on 3D modeling because I wanted to learn stuff. Like, that's the power of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like, after years of not learning anything, I wanna learn stuff. Like, do I just ramble about stuff? What's my art background? Like, when I was a kid, my mom enrolled me in, like, children's arts and crafts thing. And then a few drawing classes for children. Like, yeah, that's it. That's my background. Uh, do I qualify as a self-taught artist? No, because self-taught implies that there is some kind of learning involved and not just doing stuff because they look nice. And for the past how many years, I've been drawing Funko products for fun since 2014. Like 2014 to 2016, I think I was doing it daily and just posting it on Instagram. And then like 2016, I ran out of characters I liked. And that was a slump, like 2016, 2017. And then Spider-Verse happened, and I'm just going. Okay, I'm done with the tentacles, kinda. I'll fix it later. Now I'm gonna do the background, and I hate doing backgrounds. Don't mind me. Oh, here. I'm just gonna erase that tiny speck down there. Okay, background. New layer. I really should remember about the layers. So it's orange and it's like bright in the middle and then dark around the edges. So it's like a light yellow. And now this tool that I'm using is like the basic airbrush. There are a lot of different. Oh, it's not. I keep saying basic. It's legacy. Do I know the difference between basic and legacy? Not really. No, this is a very good question. What's the difference? I've never tried all of these brushes before. One day I'm gonna try. So I'm just gonna, and it's like big explosion type. Woo! Right? So like I like using a big brush because it's like softer. And then this one, this tool, it's one of the smudging. It's one of the smudging. Yeah, it's that smudging. What's it called? Smudge round bristle brush. Yeah, I like this one more because you can see the. Oh, wrong layer. Fuck. Make it big and like it shows like. Do you see that? You see those lines? Yeah, I like that, so that's why I use this smudging tool instead of the others. Yeah. And then just smudge it in and out and in and out. Yeah, there. See? So nice and dynamic and then there is a layer of like darker. I might overlay it. I usually play with like the layer blending modes because I'm not sure what each of these uh, modes are supposed to do. I know multiply kind of makes it. I don't even know how to describe things, but I usually use multiply and overlay for the shading, and then if I need special effects, I'll use soft glow. Everything else, I don't know what, because again, I never look up. Oh yeah, overlay's nice. So let's use the predictive stroke again. And what brush do I use for these? I don't know, just use the normal round brush, I guess. So it's gonna look like that, just wherever you feel like that. Maybe it's too much. And then another one with just black. I think this should be good. I might redo it while I'm not talking, because talking while drawing is harder than I anticipated. Okay, now you whip out that same smudge tool and just smudge everything around. Remove the predictive stroke. That's why the smudging is weird. I think that's good. Maybe it's too dark here, so I just lock the layer and then use a lighter gray and then just airbrush this part so it's not as intense. Just airbrush it. And if I want, I can just make it really bright, huh? But you know what? I'm just gonna duplicate it and then make this whole thing white, because you gotta go overboard with these, right? And then I'm gonna... Oh, clearly it's not gonna work. So let's just delete that. Anyway, now time to smudge those pencil marks I made. Oops, that's not what I intended. Oh shit! That big white thing isn't supposed to be there. Undo everything. Fucking do everything. Okay, let's do this again. Oh yeah, I can do white and black. You know, playing around with these stuff is fun sometimes. No, only sometimes. Don't have too much fun. Those action lines, whatever. Let's do some white to make things more exciting, right? Come on. Colors are fun, and drawings look better when they look alive. So now you smudge them again. And smudge them back. Because what I did was pretty pointless, huh? That's basically the background. Am I gonna do another overlay? Maybe. And wait, no, I'm gonna make the edges darker. And by doing that, I just make more layers and then just go over the edge like that. And then this part here, this part's gonna be brighter like that. Okay, and then next is my favorite part, the half tones. Those circle things. I think this one's good. Right? Yeah. So I just do one layer of that and then like overlay it. Yeah, overlay is nice. What colored overlay? A lighter color over it. There's the background. It's nice. Like some of the black looks too intense. What if I duplicate it and then overlay one of it? But then I zoom it in and then rotate it like this. That's nice. It's nice. It's nice. So next, I'm gonna color the base colors on this guy, and then you'll see my face again when I will briefly explain to you how I shade things, and then I'm just gonna shut up. Okay, done with the colors. Now for the shading. Oh wait, I didn't do the goggles. So the goggles are a nice yellow, yellow green. And like how I do these, it's like, change the opacity. I think it needs to be a bit more yellow, huh? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, shading. Here's the thing with the shading is that. Oh wait, I just saw something. I need to smudge one of the overlay layers. There. Okay, so the thing with shading is I in theory I know how to shade and like but in practice I don't really apply what I know. So basically I just put the light stuff where I think it should be light and the dark stuff where I think it should be dark. But there's like a proper way to do shading and I refuse to do it. Now, our light source, there's a thing, you have to do the light source thing. So our light source is here, right? Because it's the bright one. So this parts here it should be lighter than here, but we'll see what happens, Like, I just do whatever I want, and if I just want to expose myself. My shading style is basically a low budget ripoff of Lord Mesa's shading style. Like, I try to copy it, but I think he uses a lot more layers, and I don't know what um, blending effect he uses. But I think mine is close enough to that, and yeah, that basically my shading style is stolen. My uh, characters are stolen. My character styles are stolen. Um, and I'm I'm not original at all. And you know what? I can admit that. So shading, on one hand, I can just copy what I see in the reference photo. But the thing with the reference photo is like like the light source is up there, which is what am I used to? Yeah. Normally I shade with my light source from here or up here. I never shade from down here. So that's like a challenge, right? So let's shade from down there. So first step in my shading process is I make a new layer on top of all the layers, and then I set it to multiply, and then I pick a really light gray, and basically that's what happens. See that? Yeah, that's my first layer of shading. So I'm gonna have to remember that my light source is down here. Light source is down here. Okay, light source is bottom left. Okay, let's go. Do I explain why I think that's where light sources go? No, I won't. So I'll just start. So My multiply layer isn't really the main shading layer. It's usually the overlay that I do on top of it. But basically what I do with this first layer of multiply is I use my favorite inking pen and then I predictive stroke to 5. It's like 0 or 5, man. And then I go over the spots that are covered by something else. So you see this arm is there. So I like shade that whole part because it's gonna be covered. I don't shade the darker colors with the multiply layer because you can't see it, and so what's the point? So I'm just gonna. I think my gray is too light. I'm gonna go darker. Yeah, my gray is was too light there. Yeah. So here under that claw thing, anything that's overlapping with something gets a multiply shading thing. Yeah, under the goggles. So what I did was I moved the multiply layer below the goggle color layer because the shading is technically below the goggle. So I'll make another goggle shading layer there. I usually split the nose and I usually shade this side, but then since the light is from the bottom, I don't know, inconsistent light sources. Mm, and then the tentacles. Ooh, how will I do the tentacles? I mean, whatever looks right, to be honest. This is enough of a demonstration on how I do shading. I'm gonna shut up for a while and do the rest of the multiply layer shading. Yeah. I'm almost done. I think I'm almost done. So I'm done with the multiply layer, and after this is the first overlay layer. Oh, this is not the last one. I wonder if I can talk you guys through it. So basically, in the first overlay layer, hey, no, new layer, overlay, and then I like pick a darker gray. This, yeah, I think this is dark enough. And so the darker grays for the dark ones. So I go over what I did in the multiply layer with this gray overlay layer. Yeah. So and yeah, let's just start here. Like the hands, I didn't do anything yet because multiply won't really show. Uh, Basically, it's the same thing. There, see? Uh, you just shade a even darker layer over what you already have. Does the multiply count as a guide of sorts? Maybe. Yeah. Basically, that's what the first overlay layer does. And like, I didn't like shade every single segment of the tentacles on the multiply layer, but I will be doing that here, so this is gonna take a while because I draw them one by one. But yeah, basically that's how it's gonna look. Cause do you see the difference? It's still tiny right now, but after I go in on it, and like I call this, it makes the pop look more alive, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, I'll like shade in the legs, and then I'm gonna like speed it up again, because it's even harder to talk about. It's even harder to talk while doing the shading. Apparently, I didn't realize that. And it's like you guys don't even notice what I'm doing here sometimes. So I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Most of you don't know any better anyway, right? I don't know. I'll cut that part out. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with the legs, I think. And then, if I'm satisfied with the dark gray, I change it up here to a lighter gray. Yeah, that's good. And then on the same layer, I just uh, go, let it go to places I think there would be light. Because our light source is from here, so that part's gonna be brighter, right? Maybe. Maybe there are proper concepts about shading. And of course here, per segment, we're doing it again. On the opposite side of the dark this time. Yeah? So that's how it goes. And now, see you in the next shading layer. Okay, it's almost done. It's just missing the second overlay layer. Sometimes there's gonna be a third. Depends on my mood. So the third overlay layer, the third shading layer, second overlay layer. So you make a new layer, then I black, then I use the airbrush, and then I just shade which part I think would be like the darkest. Yeah? Got that? Which is like the top right this time. Or it should be the top right, but you know, I do whatever I want. And I think the additional overlay layer makes it look more alive. That's what I like my pops to look, you know? Even before when my pops were just like the standard pose, uh, I color them like this because it really looks a lot better like this, you know? Do you see the difference? Yeah, and then after you're done with the black, you go it up to go up to white, and then just shade where you think it should be brighter. You know, I like the contrast of the black and the white. I think it's pretty and it's what I like looking at. So it's what I make, right? And like I'm going over the lines. I don't really care anymore. The hair is kind of hard because it's curly, so I'm just scribbling the hair on, and you know, as you can see, it already looks a lot better than it did a while ago. Now I go back on the dark, and then more scribbling. Okay, now I have to shade the goggles, so I think I'm gonna duplicate it, and then overlay. That's the magic word. Now if you overlay that middle gray, it's like nothing happens. See, it's the same. And then I'm gonna make this side white, yeah, and then leave a space, and then like that. And then the other side, there. Do I want one more white bar there? Sure, why not? And there you have it. Is something missing? Maybe. Do I need more white here? Just smudge it a bit. Sure, let's add one more overlay on top of everything. But like, I don't know, yellow? Do you want it to be yellow? Do you want to shade things with a nice light yellow? And at this point, I just start playing around with the uh, shading effects. Is yellow nice? Yeah, yellow should be nice. So what's soft glow now? What about a glow? Huh? No, a glow is too much. Just overlay. Soft light, hard light, soft light. And then what do I want to do? Red for the other side? I don't know. Nope, not red. The red might look nice. Then, hey, why don't I go even more overboard, right? One more half-tone layer on top of everything, like nice big red. I mean, you know, I might change the color later. Uh, what what shading effect do I want? Yeah, there. See a nice soft light. What color though? Orange. Orange makes it barely there. What about yellow? Yeah, yellow's nice, but maybe do I want it on top of the?
Maybe below.
Yeah. See? Nice. Oh, I just noticed that I forgot the little details on the tentacles, so I'm gonna do that. So new layer over the original tentacle color, and I'm just gonna make it like that, really light. There's so much things going on, you guys you won't even see what I'm adding.
Is that big or really too much?
Yeah, that's good enough. Right now I sign my name. I mean, it's usually on this side, but I have this big space here. Maybe I'm just gonna stick the Spider-Verse logo there. Yeah. So, this is my drawing. This is how I draw. I hope you got something from it. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next month.